cult members of Book of the Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
Happy Sunday. Happy NFL Championship Sunday of things before the big bowl of whatever. And they just sneaked in a trailer for The Boogeyman, a short story from Stephen King. I'm going to have my eyes closed most of the time. Here we go. The Boogeyman. And go.
Okay, get in here. I don't know how you sleep with all these lights. What are you scared of?
I want the ball.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't see anything. Okay, monster check complete.
Don't close the door.
Don't close the door, you terrible parent.
Don't look under the bed.
Don't look under the bed. This is a great trailer.
It's been around forever. Hidden
Oh, nice.
in the dark. It's like all those spooky monsters you think are hiding under your bed. It's not real.
Are you sure?
What is this?
I love the glow.
It's the thing that comes for your kids when you're not paying attention.
You believe me? Don't you?
Oh, that's really well done. June 2nd. Interesting. That we're getting that now.
Yeah, it's
Warning
like
to-
6 months, 5 months away.
Yeah, 5 months.
Yeah.
Like, they think they've got something, especially with the June date.
Yeah.
They think they've got something. Because horror movies aren't really like a summer blockbuster kind of
Right,
thing. It's
yeah,
usually like they save it for October, or they do it in like, January or whatever. December is counter programming to some of the other stuff that's out.
Right. It's definitely more.
You ever watched a movie and thought, like, this is just visually amazing, and I just love the way it looks, and the colors are amazing? Well, our friends over at Movie Palette have come up with these great pieces of art that you could put up on your wall to show your love of movies without really necessarily being overly dramatic about it. Think of a movie barcode kind of thing, where you can look at the colors and know what the movie is, but it's very, very subtle. If you know us, we are into Tron Legacy. The music and the lights and the color itself is just amazing. Just to give you an idea of what they have, go to moviepalette.com, find your own personal favorite movie, your movie color palette, and have it hang on your wall. At checkout, put in Pop Culture 15 to get 15% off. Thank you, Movie Palette, for sponsoring this video. Link is in the description down below. And don't forget, use Pop Culture 15 at checkout to get 15% off your order.
Horror-y.
Horror.
Horror-y than previous Stephen King adaptations have been,
Right.
Like It and The Shining, Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
Those are more kind of psychological, which
Even The Stand was psychological. It wasn't super scary.
right.
Yeah.
So I honestly did not remember reading this. I had to go catch up on it's a short story from Dark Half, which is a book of short stories. He's done several of those, so it's a little hard to keep track sometimes.
Right.
So I know the synopsis. I'm not going to spoil it, but from the synopsis of the story versus what we're seeing in this trailer, it's interesting because
It feels different.
yes,
Okay.
yes, but I can just rewatching this trailer, I can see where they could get there
Right.
with
Right.
how the story is.
Right. I kept saying that this is a really good trailer because it's a story about the Boogeyman, who you never traditional stories of the Boogeyman are you can't see him because he's in the dark.
Right.
And having this trailer where you really don't see him, it's just tension the entire time.
Yeah.
They don't show him.
Yeah.
Other than that one little flash under the bed, and I
Yeah.
don't even think that's the Boogeyman. I just think it's just a monster in her
A toy
or something. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's all tension.
Yeah.
There's no, and I'm really happy that they did the trailer like this because how often do we get a horror thing where they show the monster halfway through the trailer,
Yeah.
and then they don't show the monster in the movie until halfway through the movie or the third act?
Right.
It's all the tension building or whatever. And this is like, no, we're not going to show you what the monster is.
Yeah.
We're going to make you fear every little thing you don't see.
Yep.
And that's a no for me, dog.
I'll maybe I can pry my daughter away from
nursing school or
for
something.
2 hours and go watch this.
Honestly, the reason I want to see this is David Despolshian.
Yeah.
Like, I love David. His journey. He's a super nerd, like super comic book nerd, who wrote his own comic. He's a super horror nerd, so he's in a horror movie, and so like all of that is just I want to root for somebody like that, and he gets to be the full kind of creep on. I don't think he's one of the main characters. I think he's the one who kind of comes in is like I've been dealing with this since I was a child.
He's the caretaker in Pet Cemetery.
Yes, that's a really good way of putting it, and I think that's a really good role for him.
Yeah.
I looked it up before we filmed this. He's got 7 projects either completed or in post production right now.
He's so hot
and
right
this
now.
is one of them. And the other one that I really want to see is the final journey of the Dementor. It's the ship that Dracula took
Oh,
from
right.
London to the States,
Right.
that showed up in New York with nobody on it,
Right.
and the stories about everybody on that ship, and so that's the one I'm really excited about because that's been his passion project since he was able to like talk.
Yeah.
And so, but it's really cool to see him in this, and I don't know any of the names off the top of my head outside of David,
Yeah.
and that's both a really good thing and a really bad thing. You don't have that name to bring in.
Right.
You're bringing in the Stephen King fans.
Right.
Now, like we said early on in this, they think they have something if this has got a June 2nd date.
Right. Because what was the last one? When Firestarter was like
February, yeah.
And it was hot garbage.
It was Firestarter.
It was a fire itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so the other ones that again, Doctor Sleep and those were
Fall?
more.
I want to say they were both in the fall.
I think Doctor Sleep was. It feels like at least the second one came out more in the summertime.
Yeah.
So
because the first one hit so
well
that they rushed into the second one to tell the second half of that story.
Yeah.
And so
and they could validate more of a blockbuster.
Yeah, and Muschietti, who did that, nailed both of them.
Yeah,
he did such a great job.
They were awesome.
So we
fingers
have
crossed this will be good.
We have our reviews of The Stand. They're out here on our page. We were both pretty disappointed in what that ended up being.
Yeah.
At Firestarter, our review for that is up. It's very disappointing too. But we look at it. We look at Doctor Sleep and that all like kind of that. Even though Doctor Sleep doesn't necessarily count as a Stephen King thing, but
yeah, it is. He wrote the book.
He wrote The Shining, but The Shining is.
No, he wrote Doctor Sleep.
Did he read that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll shut up now. So let us know what you thought of this trailer and our reaction to it in the comments down below. Please be nice. That's a requirement around here. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and hit us up on all social media stuff. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Links in the description down below. And until next time, cult members, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.